Our story begins in a dark hidden room where a mysterious man is obsessively mixing chemical formulas, surrounded by monitors and a wall covered in photos of ordinary people. Suddenly, the scene cuts to a terrifying sequence. A young woman, frantic and screaming, desperately claws at a locked door trying to escape, but before she can make a sound, a shadow looms behind her, and she is brutally silenced forever. Who is targeted next? It all starts out like a classic fairy tale. Jackie, a bubbly yoga instructor, is practically floating as she tells her roommate about the handsome, ultra-wealthy guy she is about to go out with. His name is Chris, and when he rolls up, he looks like every girl's dream. He takes her to an exclusive high-end club where they meet a wild mix of people. There is Jackson, an elite mountain climber, Anton, a hardened ex-military guy, Keith, a slick professional thief, and Leah, a pro tennis player. Then you have Nick, a hyper-focused triathlete, and Kat, a mute gymnast. Honestly, it feels like the ultimate VIP guest list until you meet Sarah, who has severe anxiety, and Mike, a male escort. It turns out all these people are just regular dates brought along by Chris's wealthy inner circle. Everyone is laughing, toast after toast is made, and the drinks are flowing freely. Jackie is having the time of her life, feeling a deep connection as Chris whispers how fascinated he is by her. But as she sips her drink, the room suddenly starts spinning. The lights blur, her legs give out, and everything goes completely black. When Jackie finally opens her heavy eyelids, the luxury club is gone. Instead, she is lying on the cold, filthy floor of a massive dark warehouse alongside all the other dates. But the real horror hits when they look at each other. Every single one of them has a heavy digital camera physically attached to their forehead. Before panic can fully set in, a chilling female voice echoes through the loudspeakers wishing them a polite good morning. She drops a bombshell. They are now players in a game, and they have exactly 12 hours to escape. There is a hidden key and a special exit door somewhere in the building. Sounds simple, right? Except for one tiny detail. The door will only unlock when there is exactly one person left alive. The room instantly erupts into pure chaos. People are screaming, hammering on the walls, and crying for help. Mike, completely losing his mind with rage, screams that he isn't playing any sick games and violently rips the camera off his own head. Big mistake. The moment the metal breaks away, a built-in vial of highly concentrated acid shatters, completely consuming his face. His agonizing screams echo through the warehouse until he drops dead. The voice on the speaker returns with a cold reminder. Every camera contains a vial of acid. If they try to remove them or if the 12-hour timer runs out, the vials dissolve automatically and everyone dies. The only way to get the camera off safely is to win. But who is pulling the strings? The camera cuts to a luxurious glass viewing room overlooking the warehouse. Standing there, sipping expensive champagne, is Chris. The charming boyfriend was a lie. He is the mastermind running this sick underground sport, and his elite twisted friends are placing multi-million-dollar bets on who survives. Back in the dirt, the terrified players stumble upon a crate. Inside lies a gleaming razor-sharp sword. Jackie tries to play the voice of reason, begging everyone to stay calm and look for a peaceful way out. But Anton, the ex-soldier, smiles. He knows the rules. He grabs the sword, and before anyone can blink, he cleanly slices Jackson's throat. As blood pools on the floor, Chris and his wealthy buddies cheer and raise their glasses. The game has officially begun. The group instantly fractures. The thief Keith and the tennis player Leah decide to ally themselves with the murderous Anton. Meanwhile, Jackie teams up with the anxious Sarah and the athletic Nick. As they wander the dark corridors, Jackie's group realizes something chilling. None of them have close family or friends. They were chosen because nobody would look for them. Suddenly, they spot a flashlight on the floor, illuminating a painted key symbol on the ground. Following the trail, they look up and see the actual key dangling high from a metal beam structure. Jackie eagerly climbs up, grabs the key, and tosses it down to Sarah. But right then, Anton's crew ambushes them. Nick throws himself into a brutal brawl with Anton to buy time, while Leah corners a terrified Sarah on the high beams. Overwhelmed by panic and desperate to protect the key, Sarah leaps from the platform, landing brutally on an upright metal rod below. Jackie loses her footing too, falling hard and knocking herself unconscious. Seeing Sarah dying on the ground, the sneaky thief Keith walks over, heartlessly finishes her off, and slides the key into his pocket, lying to his own team that he doesn't have it. When Jackie finally wakes up, she finds herself alone. She encounters Kat, the mute gymnast, and after a tense standoff, they realize they need to stick together. They eventually cross paths with Keith, who is trying to trap them in a corridor rigged with gasoline. But right before he can strike a match, Nick charges out of the shadows and stabs Keith to death, saving Jackie once again. In the quiet aftermath, as Jackie gently tends to Nick's wounds, a raw emotional spark ignites between them, and they share a desperate, passionate kiss. But their relief is cut short when Kat returns with bad news. Anton and Leah are already waiting directly outside the final exit door. The climax is pure, unadulterated adrenaline. Jackie uses herself as bait, dangling the key to lure the monstrous Anton away. This allows Kat to ambush Leah in a savage cat-like brawl. Nearby, Nick fights Anton with everything he has left, taking massive damage before using the last ounce of his strength to pour gasoline on Anton and set him ablaze. Anton burns to ash. But over at the door, the tide turns. Leah brutally stabs Kat directly through the head, shattering her camera and triggering the acid, killing her instantly. Now, only 3 people remain: Jackie, Nick, and Leah. Jackie and Leah engage in a frantic, bloody struggle, but Jackie taps into a primal survival instinct and completely decapitates Leah. It is over. Jackie rushes to the door with the key, but the heavy locks refuse to budge. Why? Because the rules are absolute. The door only opens for one. Nick, bleeding out and realizing there is no other way, looks into Jackie's eyes. In the ultimate act of tragic love, he slits his own throat, sacrificing his life so she can walk out. The door clicks open. Jackie stumbles out into the morning light, sobbing and shattered, only to be caught in a warm embrace by Chris, who acts like a proud boyfriend. But the nightmare isn't over. To claim her prize, the elites force a traumatized Jackie to execute a wealthy loser who bet against her. Days later, Chris tries to officially welcome her into their elite society, showing her that they framed her for her roommate's murder back home. She has nowhere left to go. Jackie seemingly submits, even seducing Chris, learning the inner workings of how they prep the chemicals, the cameras, and the warehouse. Cut to a few weeks later. The elites gather for a brand new game, bringing a fresh batch of dates. They drink, they laugh, and they pass out. But when the players wake up in the dark warehouse, the twist will leave your jaw on the floor. The people wearing the cameras are not innocent dates. It is Chris and his entire inner circle of elite friends. Jackie's voice booms over the speaker, cold as ice. She informs them that this isn't a game. There is no key, and there is no exit door. They have exactly 90 seconds before the acid dissolves. Jackie walks out of the facility, passing their wealthy boss, who smiles, utterly impressed by her ruthless evolution. Behind her, Chris looks at the timer, realizes he has been completely outplayed, and smiles right before the warehouse turns into a chamber of screams. Talk about a serving of poetic justice. But it makes you wonder, to defeat the monsters, did Jackie just become the biggest monster of them all? What would you have done in her shoes? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.